Hi, I'm Charles Hood. This is a nature note with the Altadena Public Library. I'm one of the authors on the Wild LA book, and if you have your copy handy, we're going to look at field trip number 22, How to See a Sea Turtle. So there are 6 kinds of sea turtle worldwide. Ours here in California is the green sea turtle, and it's the same species that you can see if you've ever gone snorkeling in Hawaii. It is native here. It's not an introduced animal or didn't escape from a zoo. The green sea turtle takes its name, unfortunately, from the inside of its body, not the outside. The sailors used to catch them and eat them, and because they eat green plants, they have green fat on the inside of the body. Most other sea turtles eat jellyfish. This is a plant-eating species. They typically average 3 to 4 feet across. They can weigh 100 pounds on up to 400 pounds. The record is 540 pounds. So this isn't the biggest sea turtle of all, like the leatherback sea turtle that can be 9 feet long at its largest, but it's a pretty substantial animal. You can certainly see one without binoculars. So the way to find a sea turtle in Southern California is to go down to the Orange County, Los Angeles County border where Long Beach meets Seal Beach. The 405 freeway crosses the 605 freeway there, and you're going to ask your navigator to take you to the Seal Beach Jetty. First Avenue ends there at a parking lot. You're going to arrive at the ocean and then follow the river back upstream to some power plants. When you're at the power plants, you're at a great place for watching the turtles. The power plants need water for cooling. They discharge that water when they're done putting it through their turbines. It's warmer coming out than when it went in. So at the outflow of the power plants is warm water. Plants like that, and turtles like that. Turtles are cold-blooded animals, like other reptiles. So if you've ever seen a snake on a warm road in a summer night getting heated up by the pavement, or noticed a lizard basking on your wall behind your backyard, it's the same kind of idea. The sea turtles are letting the environment help do some of the work. They're taking some of their body temperature from the warmer water. If you look at the power plants, you'll notice there's some little patios or little built-in alcoves along the side of the river, and that's also a great viewing platform, as you can see in our picture here. What you're looking for are the heads of the sea turtles as they come up to breathe. They are air-breathing animals, so they do come up to breathe. You can start watching for them as soon as you've left your car at the jetty mouth, and as you're bicycling up the path or walking up the path. They can be anywhere in the river. They're just usually easier to see and a little more densely congregated around the power plant. Not in a herd, not in a little pod, but dispersed, one coming up, one going down. Drone footage can help us see the sea turtles a little bit better than my still photographs can. So we're going to turn now and let the machine in the sky help us out a little bit. This drone footage that you're seeing now was shot by José Gabriel Martínez-Fonseca, but on a recent visit here in Los Angeles, he and I rode our bikes to go see the sea turtles. This was before the shutdown, of course. So in this drone view, you can see the classic sea turtle shape, the saucer-shaped body, and the broad flippers. It swims by rowing with the front flippers and steering with the back ones. Sea turtles do breathe air, and while they can stay down for a few hours and resting, here they generally come up every few minutes. In California, sea turtles mostly live in San Diego and also here off the coast of Los Angeles in Anaheim Bay. They nest in Mexico, laying their eggs on the beach. Following warm water currents north, green sea turtles can sometimes be seen in Oregon, Washington, and even Alaska. Native Americans captured wild sea turtles for food, but they seemingly were rare historically based on how few remains we found. Other than egg-laying, sea turtles spend their lives swimming in the sea and even can drink seawater, exuding the processed salt from glands near their eyes. Worldwide, many adult sea turtles do eat jellyfish, as we mentioned earlier, and so they are at risk from plastic bags and other marine trash that looks like jellyfish. The adult green sea turtle is the exception. While it can drown in abandoned fishing nets or be hit by speeding boats, it doesn't eat jellyfish and instead does graze on undersea grasses. That is lucky for them, given the amount of plastic trash we can see in these shots. Hey, America, would you pick up after yourself? What a mess all that is. So if the warm water is attracting turtles to these viewing sites, at the power plants, what happens in the future. In time, power plants will become more efficient and won't use seawater for cooling. So that means they won't be putting out warmer water from their discharge tubes. So what happens then? Where will the turtles go? Almost certainly they'll still be here. They might be a little bit trickier to find. So I do recommend, if you're interested in taking the family on a little outing and you want to go see the sea turtles as soon as the bike path opens up, don't wait. Go in the next few years. So now you've seen the sea turtles from the surface as well as from the air in this program. Time to go back to the parking lot. And while we're walking back, let's watch for some of the other birds that are here in this environment. Overhead, you might see a black and white hawk. You might even think it's as big as an eagle. It almost is. It's called the osprey. Some people call it the fish eagle. Black and white with a little stripe through the eye. Only eats fish. Swoops down and you'll see one catch a reasonably large fish there in the water right above you. Something else that might fly by, brown pelican, typically associated more with beaches and the ocean, sometimes at the Salton Sea. But it'll come up as far as the power plants. And then also a bird normally of the inland that also comes down to the marinas and to the coastal area, the white pelican. White pelicans breed on the inland side of America, so you could see them even going up like 395 if you're going to go up skiing at Mammoth or perhaps go to visit Mono Lake. You can actually see migrating white pelicans flying along the eastern Sierra, a magnificent sight. Looking in the water, we might notice the western grebe, pretty small duck-sized animal. It's a diver and a fish chaser. You won't ever see them walking on the land. They're always swimming and diving. Another similar shaped bird, a little bit bigger, brown, is the Double-Crested Cormorant. Pretty spiky little bill, and that's another one that swims after fish. The Double-Crested Cormorant doesn't have as much oil in its feathers as some other water birds do, so it needs to come out and dry off periodically. So you will see them around the power plants on the cross wires that go across the river at right angles, and they're up there drying off. Besides the fin-neck birds, we could look for some of the ducks. Bufflehead is a type of duck. It's black and white, as you see in this picture here. The male has that distinctive white crescent on the back half of the head. Another duck that looks a little bit like the bufflehead is the surf scotter. You can see it's black and white as well, but it has some orange. Typically it's out in the farther parts of the ocean and in the heavier surf, but they do come into the channel in the San Gabriel River as far as the power plants. So this is where the freshwater and the saltwater ducks intermingle. But it doesn't just have to be birds that we watch for. California sea lions will follow the same fish up the river channel. And so you could be looking for the sea turtles, noticing the surf scotters, and then a California sea lion might come by, as you see in this particular picture. Once you get back to the cars at the beach, there'll be some different shorebirds down there, one of which is a medium-sized gray one called a willet. The earlier name in folklore was the humility. The early pilgrims admired it because it wore its plain clothes when it's on the ground, but when it bursts into flight and shows its splendor to the heavens, then the black and white wing feathers show, and that has its true splendor. Now that we're back at the car, we can tell everyone about our free trip to Hawaii where we got to see the sea turtles. This is Charles Hood with a Nature Note, and remember, support your public libraries.